Green flag set to fly. The four cylinders of fury out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Watch him. Inside wall is ready to stop it up. The outside wall, not so much. 7S car up front. Stephen Bevel is going to take him down into the corner, lead the charge. As everybody working down the inside of the racetrack. Little contact to apply, a little persuasion inside the number 24 car and shift for him off wide. And Patrick Miller's going to fall back at least 2 spots as 2 cars able to get down on the inside. 33 T car, David Thompson down the number 2 spot's going to work the loop on the racetrack big time and kick dust in the face. And the number 6 car running back behind the 6H car, I should say. Or some variety of that. For Colton Money. Top 3, hustling for all the way up front. Here comes around at your number 2 spot down the back straightaway. Mooney down on the inside of the 33 V car. And Thompson trying to hold him at bay, and that's not going to work out so well as he's going to go out to the end. Look out! Ricochets off down into traffic. Took a pretty good shot there on that right front fender. Tries to shrug it off as the 24 car capitalized on it. Patrick Moore gets thrown into the number 3 spot. Meanwhile, get battle back behind for 5th on the field down the back shoes. Up front it is that sexy looking 7S. And Stephen Bevel showing away. He's got a tremendous advantage over the rest of the field. Going to get the rub for down in the turn. Number 1 and 2 on the back straightaway. Down a fence post formation around the racing surface, at least through those top 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 cars. The 7S is in on running in his quest to drive home and win this heat race for the compacts as he heads down the back straightaway. Going to work a little lap traffic with number 27 car, but the ring hit's going to fall by the wayside. So battle shapes up for 2nd and 3rd, or between 2nd and 3rd. See the car that's got it, or 6th of rather, Colton Mooney. And back behind him, the number 24 car trying to take it away from him, Patrick Miller. Miller hot on his heels, now dodges down to the inside. That is a low entrance into turn number 1 and 2. Now taking it way high, so he'll try to get the front wheel drive, digging and pawing, scratching and clawing. He's back behind the challenge now for the number 4 spot. Out of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. The laps continue to click off. And here comes your race leader. Double flags held high in the air, just 2 laps to go for the 7S car up front. And Stephen Bevels. There's a run down on the inside. And 2nd and 3rd still in hot pursuits. Pretty much evenly matched in that little battle. And so far, the 24 car not able to get a run on him. Patrick Miller's been there the entire time, just can't do anything with the 6M of Mooney. The race leader across to the white flag. A little more trip around, runs down a little more lap traffic. 66 car is going to fall by the ringside. And he came loaded for bear here tonight, picking up a number of points as he would pick up the win for the 7S race out of Granbury, Texas. Stephen Bevels can Fred Flintstone will take across victory lane. So that's out of turn number 4. Checkered flag comes out, and that one, my friends, is a done deal. We put the compact heat race into the books. Just that quick. Green flag set to fly on heat race number 1 for limited modifieds. Run loose the forward onto the front straightaway. Nuts. Down there the corner go. The 25 car going to work that number 1 spot down the back straightaway. A little contact and chaos. And we got the D25 shuffled off the top side. Looks like he's going to coast to a harder win to be able to get down into the infield. So we'll stay clean and green out front. And full sail for the number 25 and Terry Owen. Owen taking around her lap. Number 1's going to lead him down the back straightaway. Abby running at number 2 spot. Challenge for 3rd now. Here comes number 4 car down the inside. Trevor Fleury. And the 4F car just blazed the trail down to the inside, the number 69, and shuffled Kurt Martin back into 4th on the field. He was rolling hard in the 4F car. Got the left or right rear corner panel kind of blazed up. As up front, Abby runs down the 25 car. Owen will challenge down in the corner and hang on to it. Got crossed up. Corrects, but around the outside goes the number 4 car. Got him, picked off, wasn't a miscalculation down to turn number 3. And that sends the 4F car into the number 2 spot. Foley picks up a couple more passing points, and now Abby tries to battle back from 3rd on the field. Back down hit the number 62 car rolling along. Kirk Martin, rather, the number 69 car. Rounds out those top 4, running 5th on the field. Now to turn number 4 comes the D5. Jason Hammond. Sitting inside the top 5, Hammond had actually started 6th on the field, so he's credited with at least 1 position passed. As up front, Fleury is on the attack. Watching now, Terry Owen. Bit of a sitting back and forth, I believe the fastest car on the racetrack. He skitters his way down into turn number 1 and 2, looks to the inside, shows the rails the over 25 car. Can't quite see how to do that time around. Now on a deep into turn number 3. Trying to get a charge down the inside. Is going to hook the hub onto the front straightaway as the twin sticks come out 2 laps ago. This time by and Foley's now got Abby peeking around. Thought he had built with him and lo and behold, Abby's starting to find a little more speed here in these latter 2 races, or 2 laps rather. So he takes it down the back straightaway, down into turn number 3 and 4. Here comes the white flag. One more trip around for your race leader. Caught a lot of green there. Also caught the front stretch walls. It blazing off the concrete. And down into turn number 1 and 2. That takes him up into the slick stuff. And down the inside, Foley capitalizes. And goes to the point with a little shot in the shorts for the effort. So take her into turn number 3 and 4. And on her front straightaway. Another run for the 4F car. He had started 5th on the field. He picked up the checker flag in heat race number 1 for limited modifieds. Excellent run for him. The number 25 Aaron's going to go second on the 13.
Here we go, looking at him this time. 8 laps the distance off the turn number 4. It is green flag, and we will head on down to turn number 1 and 2. Jay Baggett in the 50, taking it back. He didn't make the call. That'll be Tyler Webb. Tyler Webb will move on up. Field the race down into turn number 3 and 4. It'll be the 56W. Tyler Webb out of Iowa Park, Texas. Your race leader. Now look at the battle check for the number 2 spot.
100 car working to the outside. That's Mike McCullough got started on the front row. He'll shrug off the number 16 car. It was battling hard. Rob Bland came from back on the inside, or outside rather. Or number 3 to the number 3 spot with some serious authority. He works out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Working down to the inside.
Well, hurry and scurry, watch this great battle for a second. Remember, the limiteds, the factories, and the tuners are all working off passing points. You get a spot from where you finish. You get spots for cars you pass, and you lose points for cars that pass you. So off of turn number 4, this great battle for the number 2 spot, the 16 of Bolin. Bolin on down to the inside of that 100 machine of McCullough. They'll work on down into turn number 3 this time. Chet, what a great battle for the number 2 spot.
Is indeed the 100 cars right there. Kind of tickling the tail feathers from McCullough. Couldn't quite hang with him. The 16 car able to separate. Now drives away and hot pursuit. Another 56W up front. Tyler Webb, the race leader, has a straightaway advantage over the rest of the field. So he makes her down the back chute. We got him separated out and singled out. Almost evenly spaced. Looks like a hot lap session. 114 car working at number 4 position as Kevin Ward about to be under attack. Justin McBride is giving it the whip for it. Looked like he was going to be able to close on Ward that last time around. That time out, turn number 4, a little slip in the grip. Odd shape to the racetrack out here, Jerry. Kind of punches you off at turn number 4. It's a tricky trail to tread.
Kind of reminds me as we go to the caution flag. Like you said, tight on one end. A little spread out more on the other end. Put a pond in the middle. Kind of reminded me of 141.
It would, as a matter of fact. So this formerly in Texas. We have not. We've been some stellar facilities. Here comes Delaware double foul. Green flags out. We're back on the road. 3 laps. Scoring on the books.
Down into turn number 1 and 2. It is that 56W of Tyler Webb. Rob Bland right there in the number 2 spot. McCullough back in 3rd. Taking a look as they work into turn number 3 and 4. They hurry and scurry to 2 laps to go.
Kevin Ward, 114 car rounds out the 4 cars that are remain on track as they follow the footsteps of each other around here. The 16 car trying to hang with McCullough up front. McCullough just a tick too quick for the number 16. He'll drop the nose on it. White flag comes out there. Final trip around the quarter mile here at Monarch Motor Speedway.
She's mean and green and all out front leading this one. The 56W of Webb, your race leader. Hurries on down into turn number 3 and 4. Will pinch you on into the bottom. Final time. Bringing it down to limited mod. Heat race number 2. It will be the 56 of Webb. Followed by McCullough. We'll see Kenny in a factory stock and an IMCA stock car here with us tonight. So field getting ready to come to life. Limited mod, heat race number 3. On down, the green's out, and we are underway.
Hard charge coming out on each car. It's going to make a upsets. As we got contact and chaos down turn number 1 and 2. I told you the lights were out.
I thought I saw it. I thought I told to put a yellow light. I did. Speaking of seeing, we were going to see that machine down into turn number 4, the 9H machine.
How Dawson throws. It's going to be Mitchell Hansen up front. Hansen showed away. Good battle for number. Oh, lost flamage on the number 3 car. He's coming out the corner. You see the Unbert Flew coming out exhausted. Left-hand back. He's got ignition issues with the number 3. Chris Stone is going to fall back through the field as he's dropped anchor on him. They got a bad header on this side. That baby is leaned out like a son of a gun.
She's dumping more fuel to the exhaust that she's burning out. Speaking of burning, turning and burning around the bottom of the racetrack is that 9H of Hansen, but he has got Tyler Moorhead. Moorhead working to Maybank, Texas. Gregory Moorhead out of Maybank, Texas. Working it right back there to the number 2 spot, the 83 machine. That, of course, is Brandon Blake out of Odessa. We have seen him every night so far on the tour. They're working a turn number 1 and 2 to still Hansen, your race leader. Hansen out front.
Alley number 17 car rounding out those 4 cars on the back straight. There's one down into the infield, another in a little slow down into the 1 and 2. Meanwhile, up front, it's an each car. Hansen showing away back around Moorhead, trying to run him down. Trails by about 3 car lengths out of the corner, down the back straight. Both of them pretty much on the same line around the racetrack.
Into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Hansen is your race leader. They work on in. It is still Hansen. Moorhead starting to reel him on in though, chat, with a pair to go. Now looking at the white flag. Moorhead is on the move.
Down number 2, number 4 on the front straightaway. Little challenge coming back for number 3 spot. Big drive down the inside. 17 car is going to pick up the position. As they head down the back chute, racing on each car. Mitchell Hansen looking to finish this one off. So we got one smoking down the infield. That's not a good sign. Checkered flag comes out. We got excitement all over the racetrack. We got it out on the racing surface. Also got it down the infield. And the 17 car hangs out of another 3 spot. Had a lot of company coming out with Blake and the area. Side by side, wheel to wheel, number to number, green flag set to fly out of turn number 4. Here they come. It's like a swarm of hornets in the back 4 wheels out of turn 4 down the back straightaway up front. So we're going to tap dance around the start under the number 1 spot for Tyler Fane. Fane tried to run away from him. Look out, got whipped around in the number 3 spot. 7X power down front, picks up second on the field. Chris Dawson moves on the PT to 65 with Brandon Wyatt running third and back behind. We're going to follow along. Looks like we've got our 6 cars kind of nose to tail around the racing surface. A demonstration mode, if you will, is up front. Tyler Fane, little slow, getting down in turn number 1, but a good drive down the back straight. A big old D shape here. Turn number 1 kind of pinchy. You almost a 90-degree turn, and then turn number 4 the same. It's from second to third. I don't think they ever run out of it. You just got to keep that thing throttled up and steer. Bring it down the back street. Here comes Ryan Fane up front. The 7 car taking a little peeky toe down on the inside for Chris Dawson. Dawson up and get a nose up on him. Can't hang with him down the back street. So he's trying to tread delicately. Knows he's got a couple laps to get the job done. Bringing across by lap number 3 this time by for the race leader. Fane up front. Good challenge for the number 3 spot. 65 car. Darren Wyatt's got it. Had it down under the corner. Here comes Rowdy Day, the 20D car on the attack. Down low is going to have to try to work around the first straightaway. That momentum on the out. Nope, off the wheel. Hello, Judgment style. We saw the undercarriage on number 65 car. He'll drop back 2 spots, but continue on his merry way. No run, no foul. He says, foot roll. That's the thing. He's up front, your race leader sees the twin 6. 2 more laps around for Fane in the 77 car. 7X car, Dawson. Still solid in the number 2 spot. Rowdy Day trying to get a bonus in. Might be able to pick him off in this final lap. He's got a pretty good run this time down the back straightaway. 3 car separation from Brandon Wyatt. As the white flag comes out, one more trip around for Fane up front. Tyler down on the corner, gets that thing back to the whip again. Down the back straightaway, the 7 car. Dawson still right there. Car length and a half back as is. Rowdy Day in the 20D car. They're going to finish out in that order. Maybe not. Look out. Heavy contact to just blew it open like a can opener for Rowdy Day. As the 7X got squared up. Checkered flag comes out.
Jim Teese out of Mapleton, Iowa. Josh McGay out of Abilene. Working for the green flag. It is up, it is out, and here we go. Down in the turn number 1. Jim Teese to the inside. Now slides to the top. Josh McGay right there to the number 2 spot. Former and multiple-time IMC National Modified Champion William Gold tail slaps the top of turn 2.
It came up and got into the back of that unicorn costume out. We got 3 cars down the front straight. Jeff Taylor spits through, gets the air on the number 5 car. Moves up into the number 5 spot. Meanwhile, Brad on the attack.
speed. Working to the inside of Gould. They will now work to the back bumper of that 23G of Nick Roberts. Side by side off of turn number 4-2. And here comes Gould back to the inside.
Well, working down on the inside. We'll strike still that lane away from Nick Roberts. Roberts trying to hold him and punch him down low. And able to slow down forward. The number 60 car moves up into third on the field. But they're still running second up front. Still Pearson down the end of the Jeff Taylor down the inside of Roberts. They almost come together.
Man, I'm telling you, if you get the wrong groove off of turn number 4, you are climbing that fence, and that's what Hartwig did just a lap ago. As we have got 3 left in this one, Jim Teese with that multicolored Roth Racing green and pink front bumper. So no matter front bumpers, I need something off, and he says, put this baby on for good luck. And it looks like it's working as Jim Teese with 2 to go, your race leader.
Definitely taking good care of us. He's well out in front of us on the field. It's still McGee running in the number 2 spot. William Gould solid the number 3 position. Battles on for 4th on the field. White flag comes out up front. One more trip around for Jim Teese.
One quick trip around this here speed plan here. Turner just under 15, so under 16 seconds. Into turn 3 and off at turn 4 from Mapleton, Iowa. Maybe the monkey's off his back and he's going to have some luck. He sharpened the razor and brought it to the win. Jim Teese, Josh McGee, and William Gould, your top 3.
Got him doubled up, ready to cut loose. Waller, former national champ, 27W car down on the inside of roll. Number 1, drag to the outside. Number creases. Rolling away.
Down the front straight of Ethan Broxman. Look out, hang on, they get all racked and stacked. Getting down into turn number 1. Mark Adams, though, is going to bring that machine on into the number 3 spot. The 8G machine, Phil Houston tonight behind it. And now Ethan Broxman pulls Gimp to the top of turn number 3 and 4. We will see if he can make it on down, or if he's going to stick it up to the top. He'll come to the infield, and we'll stay green. And Jason Wallace, come on, look at the race for second.
Down the inside, here comes number 82 car. Mark Adams pedaling for all his worth. Able to clear Phil Poston down up turn number 3 and 4 on the front straightaway. He'll go to hot pursuit. Jason Wall up front. Wall's got a little cruise control. Everything burned up. Hammer down. The back straightaway's got himself a full straightaway advantage over the 82 car of Adams.
So it's Walla way out front. To be exact, 3 seconds the advantage last time across the MyRace Pass. Time he lowered scoring loop. That time he puts 3.1 seconds on him. Walla, your race leader. Then it is the 82. That is Mark Adams and Phil Houston, your top 3. Remember, you got to be in the top 3 to go to the A. The rest have to come back through a B, and we'll bring the top 8 out of that. Top for 2, here we go.
Shane Day rolling along in the number 4 positions. They kind of front space formation around the racetrack. Up front, Jason Wall. I don't think he's letting off the throttle at all. He flat foots that thing out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. No hope of catching him. For 82, Mark Adams, they need a misstep. A miscalculation in navigation out of the 27W car if they're going to catch him at all. Phil Houston rolling along in that number 3 spot. Wiggle Waggles, he's way out of 2 and down the back straight.
Well, hustle on down turn number 4 into turn number 1. It is 2 to go for Jason Walla, the driver out of Ray, North Dakota. The big show on the money, on the button right now. He'll bring it on into turn number 3 and 4. The white flag is in the air. Chet, there is 1 quick quarter mile left in this one.
No blaze on around there. He'd get out of the throttle down into turn number 1. Just the tech that puts his foot back to the road and rides that baby down the back straightaway, clear out to the wall. Jackson into turn number 3, onto the front, shooting before a checkered flag. I didn't call that one a done deal.
Blue and done for Jason Walla. He'll go number 1. The 82 machine of Mark Adams. In the 8J tonight on the scorecard is Phil Houston. Don't think you want it off the top of turn 3 and 4, though.
Negative.
That is...
Do not want to stay over there.
No, I mean, looks like a pretty big, neat place to visit, but not one to stay.
I don't know if I'd want to visit it either. Here comes the green flag, maybe. Oh, a little grinding taking place here.
Jimmy Cole down to the bottom. Jimmy Cole, the one to the pole, working her down there. Oh, boy, hang tight, look out. They get all stacked up. Back there is now Clay Money. The 7 car has come to the race lead. Jimmy Cole working the number 2 spot. That 10 of Dustin Robinson. In the number 3 spot, Robinson's a little bit crinkled on that left rear. You see it rubbing against the Hoosier. Wonder how long that thing's going to stay with some air in it.
I don't know, but it's pouring some smoke off of it there on the left-hand side. He's got a lot of wheel spin happening, trying to keep that thing burned up. And moving to the inside of Jimmy Cole. Drag race looks like a burnout. Down the back straightaway. Jeff Gracie, that's what it looks like.
I don't know if you know this or not, but he could burn that thing out. There's an 8th-mile drag strip just behind the Speedway here. He'll layer in the hang on, Jimmy Cole gets ruffled up. Not the kind of romance Jimmy was looking for here in Texas. The right kind ain't the right time.
Down the back straight, a big run down the inside. The 10-car lost it, or I thought he lost it for a turn. I'm pretty sure he did. He'll drop all the way back to the tail of the field. Now we'll put the 20 car in the number 2 spot. Dan Drury pedaling for all his work. Back around him comes Travis Hatcher. Second and third on the field is up front. It is the Clay Money Show. Money Man out of turn number 4 for lap number 6. It'll be lap number 5 that time by.
Clay Money on out front, showing the way. Daniel Drury, one of a pair of husband and wife racers out here in Texas with us this weekend. Into turn number 3 and off with turn number 4. Sticks twirl, 2 to go. Clay Money, your race leader.
This racetrack hooked up and hammered down. They called hero dirt. It's what it is. You can see that out of your race leader. Clay Money down the back straightaway. Watch. He'll get out of the throttle. And then bam, just slam his foot back down to the floor. And that takes a bite and away he goes. White flag. One more trip around for the Money Man up front.
Will Thunder to turn 1 and 2. Final time. Clay Money is your leader. Down the back straightaway. Money on out front. Off at turn 4, time to deposit a heat race win to the bank. It's Clay Money with the win. Daniel Drury from Eldora, Iowa, coming on second, and Honey Creek, Iowa's Travis Hatcher third, and Jimmy Cole.
For the IMCA Modifieds. Blistering pace. Watch the lap times on this one.
Getting ready to come to the green flag, it is Chad Melton and Rodney Sanders up on row number 1. Looking at the green flag, it is in the air. We'll race down into turn number 1 and 2. You've got Sanders round the top side. Look at Anthony Roth in the green and Mean Machine 60 IV. 3 deep, selling cheap down into turn number 3, and it's Chad Melton chasing Rodney Sanders. Here comes the 60 IV of Roth.
Roth up the back under the number 71 car goes down on the inside, drops the nose, punches the throttle, and onto the back straightaway. Melton, little bit of drive coming out. Jesse Sobbing the 99, stocking that 2-car battle up front for the battle between second and third. Meanwhile, Rodney Sanders trying to drive away and hide into number 87. Down in turn 1 and 2 to go. Roth still down on the inside of Melton. Look out! Monster trucked him down in turn number 2. The caution deck. They come out for that one.
Not what we wanted to see for Chad Melton.
Full to the infield. So we Delaware double file back up. Green flag comes out. There we go. One more time. Sanders, 87 car throws the pole to it. Roth in hot pursuit. Down in turn 1 and 2 is followed in the footsteps. Sobbing down the inside. The jet chassis trying to make a run on the 60 IV. The Razor just ahead of him. So back behind, John White watches on the 8J. The rookie runner in the mix here with some veterans. So meanwhile, turn the 4 down the front straightaway. And I'm here to tell you, this baby is hooked up. Sanders shows away. Roth watching him. Trails by about 5 car lengths down in turn number 3 and 4. Bringing across for lap number next. This time by. Now 3 laps. Up on the scoreboard. Little hops getting a jump. Looks like the challenges have already been hit. They kind of found their place. We're just going to put them into the mix. So fire on through. Good lap times down on the low 15-second bracket. Getting around that quarter now, Monarch Motor Speedway. So they definitely got him whistling Dixie out there. So you can hear him on the chip. Loving that red Hummer down the back straightaway. Twin sticks come out. 2 more laps around for the race leader up front, Rodney Sanders. Anthony Roth's got nothing for him. Jesse Sobbing in the 3rd spots. John White running 4th on the field. Then the number 11 rounding out the field. So 7-11, I should say, Larry Adams. There's your white flag for Sanders. So of course, you're down into the corner quickly. Back to the whip. Final time in turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag comes out. Rodney Sanders going to pick up the win. Heat race number 4. He rolled off 2nd on the field. In the number 2 spot, it's going to be Anthony Roth. He had started 5th. He'll be scored 2nd for the number 6. And your final transfer is going to be Jesse Sobbing, the 99, coming out of heat race. Minnesota, same letters in the state abbreviation, just different order. So we get set to go green out of turn number 4. 8 laps, top 2 to advance. We'll unleash the hounds. Back into no contact down the front straightaway is the Deming. The runner down on the inside, on the outside. Here comes Weston Abbey. He's rolling for his right there. Green, good drive down low in the number 32 car. Goes into that number 5 spot, and Abbey looks for racing out turn number 4.
Down the front straightaway, Weston Abbey picked up $3,000 last night at the dirt track at Texas seated has not had the greatest week. He is looking for some redemption behind the wheel of the 92 car. The top two cars, Chet, moving into tonight's A main. Aaron Benedict crossed up a little bit, but Weston Abbey one more time. Crack the spurs on the whip. Here he comes.
Watch Derek Green, the number 32 car, able to open the whip. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Picked up a spot as he got around the 77A car. Benedict to put him by the wayside. Now goes on the hunt and on the proud. Another 65 or 651 attempting lies ahead. As Green deep down into the corner, he's trying to race his way into a transfer spot. Lo and behold, Weston Abbey could not pick off McIntyre. McIntyre stout up front in the 92.
The southern Minnesota native working on the race lead, and Abbey back to the inside one more time. Colby Deming out of Hobbs, New Mexico, sitting there in the number 3 spot. To the top of the bottom of the racetrack, they'll come off of turn number 4. It is Dan McIntyre. Abbey now, Derek Green with a big run. Derek Green, the 32 car, into the 3rd spot. And here comes Pester and Weston back on the inside of that 92 machine of McIntyre.
I'm here to tell you, top 2 are in danger now. Derek Green has cleared the number 651 of Deming and moved into the number 3 spot. They're still side by side up front. Again, McIntyre able to hold off Abbey. They have no idea they're about to be ambushed by the number 32. Here comes the Grenade of Minnesota on the down the back straightaways. We got a spinner in turn number 2. Punched a couple of them up. We're going to see the caution flag coming out.
Yellow is out. Yellow is out. Blake Clark in the 88 lost the handle of it. Marcus Hahn. Man, there's one thing I'll ever remember in racing. It's that right there. How everybody just jumped in to take care of me, and I didn't do anything for them, and I feel bad.
That was awesome. I love racing. Great flags back out. Derek Green around the outside of Weston Abbey. Abbey down on the inside. Thought he was battling for race lead. In fact, he's battling to hang on to a transfer spot. Green's going to pick him off down the back straightaway. A little blast to the pass. The number 92 McIntyre. Beep, I'm here to compete, says Green.
White flags out. You got a pair of Landa 10,000 Lake Minnesotans working 1 and 2 on the Lone Star driver out of Tejas. Working it back there. Now Abbey is going to have to try to come through a B main just like he did last night. We'll see the checkers. It's Dan McIntyre and Derek Green, your top 2.
That's on a heat race number 1.
Standings here coming into tonight's event, Chet. 95 different IMCA stock car racers have competed with us so far. And Matt Gilliam up front looking to bring him off a P1 down to turn number 4. Green's up, here we go.
Hang on to it. Dotson got shoved down on the inside, kind of kicked out of the mix, and he'll battle back as we got one around. 52 car got kicks as well.
Travis Baird around the 52T out of Oklahoma.
Finds himself sitting down the infield. He's able to move it on. He's still moving. Green Gilliam is going to show away. The number 50 car up front, Wesley Gill. On the initial start of that, got a little wide, spun the tires up, and found himself in a 3-line battle. Now separates into the number 2 spot. 02 car out looking in for Bobby Miller. He's trying to hunt him down. And turn number 3 and 4 back behind. The challenge is on. Contact. The 74 car gets blazed into the infield. Back out for Jocelyn.
Whoa, look at that big wad of tickets she's got selling down there.
50-50. Got a bucket and everything.
Heck yes, here we go. Hang on down the front straightaway. She got right and tight and ready to excite. It was deep in the field, hammer down racing. Matt Gilliam is your leader. Gilliam on out front, working on down to turn number 4. Now down the front straightaway, Gilliam, followed by Taylor. The 02 machine. Look out, hang on.
Oh my. Gilliam just stepped out from underneath him. Now turning 1 to 2. The rest of the field able to pass on through. We're going to stay green flag for the 01 car up front. Pete Taylor straight away. 01T lead him down the back straightaway. 02 Bobby Miller running second on the field. The 69 car, 1969 of Gary Williams. Good flapping in the wind. That ram air induction not working out to his benefit. He's in third, not able to run down the number 2 spot, at least right now. He'll try to get her gathered together and storm the castle before this one's all said and done, as we have 4 laps scored in the books, 4 laps to go. Battle is on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, or was on for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Between Whiskey to 29. Haslett, the number 5, coming from the tail of the field. The 52 T-car Baird still back there battling around as well. See if he can make something happen. they go. Here comes the run for the number 2 spot. Down the inside. Williams got a drive on him. Just dropped the nose and got him. Picked off down to turn number 3 and 4. So hustling his way down into turn number 1 and 2. Crank up maybe into the back chute. White flag coming out the next time by.
Peyton Taylor out of Batesville, Arkansas. Maybe Lady Luck has come. Well, maybe brother Jeff brought him some luck from back home. It's Peyton Taylor working on up your race leader. Taylor on up front, hustles on into turn number 3. It'll be Williams in second, Risky in third. Excuse me, the 0-2 in third. Robbie Miller checkers out Peyton Taylor.
Barry Williams started back in the number 8 spot, outside row number 4, able to battle up in and grab one of those transfers. Phil doubled up, ready to cut loose. He raced number 3, top 2 for advance. Husky down on the inside, sobbing to the outside.
Off of turn number 4, Green's up. Oh boy, man check. She gets right and tight. Nick Woodard got the cleat. Here comes Abe Holes out of West Chicago, Illinois, in that 30C car. Powers, who almost clipped the wings of Abby last night, is back there with Abe Holes running side by side down the front straightaway.
Line Powers trying to work his way up through the field. I was watching his general facility because he is a windmill highlight wheel, making his way down the back chute. Hot percent of Muirhead, and the 22 car lies just 10. That's 4th on the field, just out of the P74. Meanwhile, up front, Sobbing starting to put a little gap on him.
In the turn number 1 and 2, Jesse Sobbing, your race leader. Sobbing out front, the Ott 26 of Husky. Working on into turn number 3 and 4. It is Sobbing, Husky, then it is Martin, followed by Muirhead, and Powers your top 5. They work those hot rods down into turn number 1, off of 2 down the back straightaway, and now Tyler Muirhead coming to the inside.
Trying to make something happen for 3rd on the field. Back behind us still Halls and Powers side by side. And wheel out turn number 4 down the front straightaway. I thought for sure one of them would come out ahead, but almost dead even back there in that battle for 5th.
Down the back straightaway, Tyler Muirhead back to the inside. The Maybank Texas racer on the bottom. Puts the old Waffle House move on him. Slides him on in. Kirk Martin coming back to the inside. They'll race wheel to wheel off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Put Muirhead back to the race lead. Martin back on the inside. You've got a battle for that number 3 spot.
Sobbing up front, still walking the dog line. Still the 0-26. Putting down P2 on the field for Austin Husky. The battle is for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. All clustered together. 4 cars out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Powers is still right there keeping company. Muirhead continues to fend them off as the white flag comes out.
Down the front straightaway we go. It is what a battle for that number 3, 4, and 5 spot. Abe Holes to the inside of Flying Ryan. Powers, the driver out of Kennedale, up on the outside. Now Martin to the inside. He's got a run on the 22 of Maybanks. Maybanks Muirhead. Checkers out for Sobbing. Watch the battle for 3rd off of turn number 4. It'll be Husky. Oh, hang on. Troubles down the front straightaway. We've got him smashed and crashed, and we go to the yellow. Oh, I tell you, Abe Holes, that thing. Lights are down. We are heat number 4. Brent Cargill out of Mansville, Oklahoma, and Jason Rogers out of Selden, Kansas. Bring the field to life off of turn number 4. Heat race number 4 coming at us. We're green and racing. On down into turn number 1 and 2. That 37. Oh, Cargill, hang on. We got troubles in turn number 1. Come to the green flag off of turn number 4. Crenshaw and Rogers on that front row. The green flag is out. We'll race back into turn number 1. Jason Rogers now taking the race lead. Watch that 64 of Dustin White out of La Mesa into the number 2 spot. And here comes William Gold, hatchback and all.
Gold looking around the outside, moves into 3rd on the field, able to blaze a trail around the outside of the number 6 car, takes him down into the corner. Up front, Rogers, little bit of a push. He'll go up high right to the wall, down the back straightaway. The number 37 car, Dustin White's got the number 2 spot. And now the 37 car comes to life. Jeffrey Abbey down on the inside.
Jeffrey Abbey downstairs working on it, trying to make something happen. Abbey, oh, and there we go. We talk about how that wall will meet and greet you. It did that on Caleb Crenshaw. There's Curlin out of Redwood Falls, Minnesota, the 64 car. Moved it on down and around. Field to work on in. Now Curlin will bring that 84 machine up in front of the 6C of Caleb Crenshaw as they work down the front straightaway. Still Jason Rogers, your leader.
37 car working down on the inside. Jeffrey Abbey going to work on the number 60, the Oklahoma racer. Gould trying to hold him at bay. A runner deep, just tap the throttle down in turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. Keeps him pinched low. Good bites as they are able to get onto the front straightaway. And Gould hangs on for another lap. And the number 60 cars, here comes the attack on the number 2 spot. White, little slip of the grip, and he's under full-scale attack into 3 wide for the second and final transfer spot.
It's 3 deep and selling cheap off of turn number 4. Abbey Gould in the 64 of Dustin White to the outside. Gould will slide up, gets him over the cush. Here comes Abbey. Gould into the number 2 spot now. William Gould right there out of Calera, Oklahoma, working it on in. 2 to go. The Kansas racer, Jason Rogers, your leader.
Down in the court, William Gould has not shrugged off Abbey just yet. Jeffrey's still there, the number 37 car. 2 cars able to separate for the number 64 White. He's running third on the field. White flag out up front for your race leader. Rogers rockets his way down the front straightaway. Here comes Jeffrey down the inside. He'll pester into 2.
Abbey right there applying the persuasion of right side romance on a Friday night. Off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Jason Rogers to the win. Abbey's in there deep. Gould to the outside. They come to the cush. They come together down the front straightaway. It'll be at the line. The 64 of Dustin White to second. And William Gould with retaliation. Field looking for the green flag off of turn number 4. It is waving, and we will thunder down to turn number 1. It will be the 92X of Buck Shafroth. Oh, Nelly, hang on. Speaking of hanging on, it was Elijah Sievenbergen hanging on the wheel and thropping the throttle to the bottom as he come on in. Now we'll make him 3 wide off of turn number 4. And as Kevin Flock goes ruh-roh, here we go to turn number 1.
Flock down the inside, little company there with Kyle Falk in the number 67. So Flock and Falk side by side back in a battle for 4th on the field as Sievenbergen going to work on that 2nd spot. Did not have a good run at Texas Motor Speedway last night. Looking for redemption here tonight as he works to the inside the number 52 car. They'll come together. And a 52 working hard, trying to hold him off. AJ Dancer gets shuffled back into 3rd.
Off a 2 and out of back straightaway, Buck Shafroth in the redraw last night at TMS. Looking to put her there tonight. Oh, Kevin Flock gets in there tough. Gets into the back of Dancer, and then Bob Starrett nowhere to go. He got into him. He goes pit side, and we go to the yellow caution light.
Yeah, so unfortunately, a 52 not able to get that thing rolled. Hanging on to the number 1 spot. The battle is on for that 2nd and final transfer coming out of this heat race number 5. Sievenbergen down on the inside. Good start for him as he fires her onto the front straightaway.
Green flag coming on out. Sievenbergen gonna chase Buck Shafroth down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at this. Eric Rempel out of Palmyra, Nebraska, working on into the number 3 spot. Flock back there in 4th. Kyle Falk in 5. As they come down the front straightaway, it's still Shafroth, your leader.
Rempel started back in the field there inside row number 4 is winding his way up into the number 3 position. Trying to hang on to the top 2. Good run for Sievenbergen down in turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. He will challenge up front. Shafroth trying to hold him at bay, and he'll do so this lap across.
So down the back straightaway, Shafroth, your leader in the 92 car. Shafroth on up front, followed by Sievenbergen. This time 2 to go. Sievenbergen snuck the paint off of that thing. Sievenbergen bringing the 66 machine on across the stripe that time. The 92X machine of Shafroth back on the bottom. They'll work on into turn number 3 and 4. The White's out, 1 to go.
Shafroth able to hang tight with him down the back straightaway. Gives up some distance. Turn number 3 and 4 now comes under attack. Is down on the inside. Rempel in the number 21 car looking for that final transfer spot. Can't quite get the steam underneath of the 21 down the back straightaway as the checkered flag comes out up front. Sievenbergen's going to pick up the win. Shafroth will hang on to 2nd. That'll put heat race number 5 into the books and bring out our final heat race for the IMCA stock cars.
Into turn 3 off of turn 4. Final heat race coming. Jason Batt and Heston Shaw battle side by side down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at this. Here comes Shelby Williams, the gentle giant, the 25X of Troy Burkhardt out of Hayes, Kansas, laying her on the bottom. Williams has got the tail feathers hanging in the wind as Burkhardt coming back to the inside. Oh boy! Shelby Williams is ripping the front end off on the back end of the 25 car.
Got a couple pieces hanging off there as a caution flag going to come out for debris on the front straightaway. Not surprised as all.
Field on into turn number 3 and 4. Looking. Green is waving, and here we go. Down into turn number 1 and 2, it is going to be Heston Shaw, your race leader. Here comes the 7K of Kurt Schroeder. Tough break there. Look out as Burkhart lost some spots. Now Shelby Williams looking to come on around. Off the bottom of the racetrack, it is still your race leader, Heston Shaw. Jason Batt there, 1 and 2. Remember, top 2 to the A.
Challenge for the number 3 spot. Williams looking around the outside of the number 7K car of Chad Schroeder. Schroeder hanging tough. As the caution flag comes out, more debris laying on the racetrack. To the infield, Heston Shaw is going to lead him onto the front straightaway. 2 laps scored into books. This is a tough way to do it if we're going to shred parts every time around. Good challenge for second on the field down the inside. The 7K car trying to come to call.
Down the back straightaway, Heston Shaw, your leader. Now Jason back to the outside. Shelby Williams will drive her deep to the inside. Schroeder back there in the 7K machine, and here comes Mean Dean Cornelius. Working it on in there as they get 3 and 4 wide, almost off of turn number 2. Stair step it down into turn number 3. Bat will get hustled on up. Shelby Williams. Williams making sure he almost had him cleared when he didn't clear him. That is going to open the door for Dean Cornelius, and you've got yourself one of them rolling derbies here in heat race number 6.
Dean Cornelius had a great drive down off the banking, picked off a couple cars. He's going to work on Williams at 82 car. He has got the second and final transfer spot. Dean Cornelius enters out as we got contact and burnination underneath the hood of a car down at turn number 3 and 4. Fire and safety going to roll onto the scene.
In the books, 3 left to go. It is still Heston Shaw, your race leader. Green's out, here we go.
Dean Cornelius looking around the outside is going to try to pick off the 82 of Shelby Williams. Williams down low, pedaling for all he's worth. Cornelius got a good drive. He's going to bring along the 7K for the ride. Chad Schroeder hot on his heels down in the corner. Williams trying to battle back.
You see it, the 7K of Schroeder leaving him a lot of room on the outside. Now Zorn, he tried to get a run. I think what's happening is nobody wants to get close to the 82 of Shelby Williams because they think they'll need a tetanus shot if there's contact.
Down into the corner. Williams down low will challenge for third. White flag comes out up front. Cornelius will now attack for your race lead. Up front, the 52 of Shaw has been your race leader the entire time. Dean Cornelius trying to do something about that.
On down the back straightaway, here comes Dean. Look at the inside, Schroeder. Shelby Williams will lay it on in there. They race off at turn number 4. Shaw, Cornelius, Schroeder, and Williams. Your top. 21.
So set to go. A blistering pace. Green lights is green. Flag is out. We're underway. Little shuck and a jive and hang on to it. The number 13 car is going to slip the grip. That'll get the 19 car down on the inside. A big charge for Bill Bonnet into the number 3 spot. He's under full scale attack as we roll him onto the front straightaway. The cackle of the pipes. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Rogers, your race leader, brings to the number 37 car up front. It's a little contact, no chaos down into the corner. The big ripper coming out of the number 13 now as he blazes out wide. Jeff Hammett coming from back towards the tail of the field. So he started on the front row. He was slated to start on the front row and somehow find himself in a mid-pack mastication, able to power out of it as we got one dropping down to the infield. T9 will retire from competition. This game on for not last. Brad King, a little contact with the 0 car coming out turn number 2, and the Squirrel goes into the number 5 spot. As up front, it is Rogers showing away the number 37, a straightaway advantage over the rest of the field. The 123 rather. Brett Jensen running second. As lap number 3 goes into the books. 8 laps of distance on these heat races. And second, third, fourth, and fifth are all clustered together. Not so much up front. Bingston Rogers walking the dog on him, as we like to say. Everybody content to hump the hub down on the inside, kind of working the apron of the racetrack down turn number 3 and 4. And now the 19 car trying to get position in a battle for third. Got a good drive in turn number 1, but not the speed to hold him off. And the number 13 comes up and runs into the back of Brett Jensen. Jensen a rolling roadblock for what is a tick quicker car out of Jeff Hammett. So now Hammett goes wide. Here comes the run to the wall around the outside. You got a new second-place car. So he'll blaze it on through. Kick up maybe down in turn 1 to 2 and head for the back chute. As Brad King started to battle his way from the tail of the field. King was out racing at Canyon Speedway Park not too awful long ago from Arizona to Texas for the guy formerly out of Alaska. He's covered a lot of territory. So lap number 6 now complete. We'll see the white flag next time by for Rogers up front, the number 37 car. He is all by his lonesome down into turn number 3 and 4 like the chess club president on prom night. So take around one more trip on the old quarter mile. Turn number 2 and on to the back straightaway. He's gallivanting his way into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag coming out on factory stock. Heat race number 1 of 3. And that one's a done deal. Second looks solid in the hands of Jeff Hammett, the number 13 car, and then Brad King, the number 43, will round out those top 3, and then that little nose to tail between and K car going to drop down on the inside of row number 1. We are missing a racer out here. So 6 cars able to show up for heat race number 2. Green flag comes out, and away we go.
Down the front straightaway, we will race Kenny Wallace in that 1 car. Brandon Taylor, the 5-star to the outside. Taylor picked up the factory stock win down at Cannondale on Saturday. They'll work him into turn number 3 and 4. It will be Taylor. Now here comes Herm, the Herminator. That one machine of Kenny Wallace looking to bring it on in. They hustle on down the back straightaway. The 5-star of Taylor working up in there, being scored as a 15, but it's got the big 5 with a star on the side.
Taking down into the corner, Kenny Wallace. And we talked about this, or you mentioned it the other night, running on the takeoff tires from the asphalt tracks. Big old slicks on all 4 corners. These, they're not allowed to do anything to the tires other than air them up and head out onto the racing surface. So it's amazing the traction that they get. The number 15 car, or 5-star car up front, showing the way. Wallace still running second on the field. Pester's down to the inside. Can't quite get a drive out of the corner to make an attack. 55 settled into the number 3 spot for Terry Dumas.
They'll work into turn number 3 and 4. Taylor, your leader. Kenny Wallace out of St. Louis, Missouri. Right there in the number 2 spot. The 55 of Dumas. Working there in the number 3 spot. Remember, they're working on the passing points. The more you pass, the better you start. Working into turn number 3 and 4 and down the front. Straight away it is Taylor, your race leader.
Simic, the number 44, rounds out those top 4. You got a good battle for not last on the field between the number 88 at the tail, Blake Clark and Anthony Boatman, the number 75. Meanwhile, Wallace starting to get a good drive down on the inside. He's figured a little something out. Watch him catch the apron coming out of the corner and onto the front straightaway. Twin sticks are held high, just 2 laps to go.
Into turn number 1 and 2. It'll be Taylor. Taylor, your leader. Here comes Kenny Wallace to the inside. Wallace with a run. Herm to the inside, Taylor to the outside. They'll work off of turn number 4. It'll be Wallace down in the bottom. The white flag is out. Brandon Taylor, 1 to go.
Taylor able to hold him off that last time. Came down, pinched him down on the racetrack. Wallace not wanting to tear up any sheet metal, which was not the case earlier on in some of the stock car heat races. It's down into turn number 3 and 4 to go. Checkered flag comes out, and up front it's going to be Brandon Taylor picking up the win. Wallace going to go second. And the 55D, Terry Dumas, rounds out the top 3 in heat race number 2 of 3. Hard charge down into the corners. That green flag flutters about. We got him 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Almost 3 wide. The one able to squeak out there. That's the 070 car. Had a good drive as he has started back on the outside of run number 2. Justin McBride hot to trot into P2 on the field. Heads down into turn number 1 and 2. McBride slides up a little bit high. Is going to get one down on the inside. 3 wide for your race lead. Down the back straightaway. The 91 car way out wide. That's Ruben Brassard, rather. The 51 car is going to shuffle back into P3 on the field. It's going to be the 17 car moving into the number 1 spot for Lunenburg. Showing the way, the 070 car of McBride running second on the field. Then that 51 rounding out the top 3. Brassard trying to get back up into the mix again. Fence post formation around the racetrack. At least I thought that was going to be the case. And what a drive down off the banking for the 51 car. Holy hot mama. He pedaled that thing up, came shooting down off the banking, and blazed his way to the inside of the 070. And now the 070 is going to have to battle back. Justin McBride follows him down into turn number 3 and 4 and tries to get out low onto the front straightaway. Not quite enough dig to make it happen, however. He gets shuffled back into third on the field. 51 car hanging tough for Ruben Broussard. What a great battle between second and third. Not so much up front. You can forget about Justin Lunenburg. The 17X car is well out of harm's way as he's got more than a straightaway advantage over second and third, rolling out turn number 4. Back behind the number 25 car, Greg Hammett. Rounding out their top 4. A little bit of company coming back behind him in the form of the number 79 car of Jeff White. So we'll hustle down the back chute. We'll put lap number next into the books. 6 in the books, 2 to go. That time by the starter stand. The 070 car continues to try to figure out a way to get around the number 51 car. Broussard just quick enough to hold off McBride.
White flag out. Look at this. The hobby stocks hurting them on tonight. Lunenburg started dead last in this one. Put him on a big wet track, and that 7-inch DOT tires got some DIG. And he'll bring it off of turn number 4, checkered flag. As here comes White to the inside of Broussard. Working him on in. Second. Up for grabs.
So set to go. Going to buzz them onto the front straightaway. The field stacked up, ready to cut loose. 12 laps the distance. Down the inside, Colton Mooney bevels to the outside. The 7S car. Keep your eye on the purple 7S. If you can see him, he's quick, like a little bunny rabbit.
Yes, the tuners. I had a tuner pass me today.
Bevels up front, 7S cars. Look out, we got one down into the infield. Back behind, great battle taking place between 4 through everybody else. Up front, 1, 2, 3 on the field, kind of separating themselves out. Bevel's your race leader out 2 and down the back chute.
Selville, hurry on down. It is Stephen Bevels. Colton Mooney working 1 and 2. Tuners are stretching out except for deep in the field. Look at this 3-way battle back there for the number 5 spot. It's up for stabs and grabs down the front straightaway. That 47C of Harold Clifton. Watson and Vandenberg. Not to be mixed up with the Vandenbergs in Iowa.
Definitely not. We got a little 3-wide formation. It's kind of bobbing and weaving down turn number 1 and 2. 3 and 4, a little more steady Eddie. We kind of got it slicked off down there and a little bit of a curve to work off of. Coming on the front straightaway, and the front wheel drives can kind of lay into that and paw their way onto the front chute, much like you see the race leader doing up front. 7S car quick down into the corners, got a nice little advantage over second position of Mooney in the 6 car. Down the back straightaway he goes. Everybody else followed in formation. Laps continue to dwindle, be clicked off here, and a very quick 7S car up front. Bevel kind of laid the whooping on him there in the heat race. He's going to do it again in this feature event. He needs to hit lap traffic. So he'll take her down the back straightaway. Second, roll along Mooney in the 6M car. A distant second, back by a straightaway. And it is game on. Let's call it, 1, 2, 3, 4 battle for 5th is kind of, sort of shaping up. The number 11 car, I believe. One trying to hold him back there, so we'll wait until he rolls on the front straightaway. Can't be the number 11 car. It looks an awful lot like the 11 car. It is the 11S car.
I think we got a name on that driver.
That's the Unknown Warrior. That's the Phantom from Parts Unknown. He's quick, too. Looks around the outside. The number 33 is going to pick off David Thompson. That'll be for 4th on the field. So he fires on through.
We'll hustle him on in. It is your race leader, Stephen Belvis. Belvis up front showing the way. Long way back there. Colton Mooney in that number 2 spot as they race the old 4-cylinder tuner cars on down and around. Field will work on into turn number 3 and 4. Field will work on around into turn number 3 and off of 4. It is still your race leader, Bevis, out front showing the way. 2 laps to go. Field will work on in. This time, white flag will be coming. 1 to go for the 6 Emma Steve Belvis. He'll work it on in there to the number 1 spot. Now the battle vet 11S car. Like we said, sorry we don't have a name. Late entry. Checkered is out. Steve Belvis working the race win. Colton Mooney coming home in 2nd and 3rd at the line. The 33B of Cannon.
Field will tighten up down the back straightaway. They say second time's a charm. They don't say that, but I say that. And it worked last night a couple times, so I'm going to say it again. The green flag is displayed. We're back underway in a thundering herd down the front chute. Look out, there's that front stretch wall again. Boy, that gets tight coming out turn number 4. 3 wide, back in the mid-pack. So we roll them onto the back straightaway. We're going to go 3 wide, maybe perhaps again, as one's going to get shuffled back through. We clip on through and out onto the front straightaway. Watching those final 3 cars. The number 65's kind of one that got shuffled back. As Braden Wyatt had himself a pretty good position. Now races back around the outside. He's got a pretty good hot rod. Keeps himself ahead of those last 3, and that's the key. That's your bump spot on the racing surface. You don't want to fall back into their clutches. As up front, your race leader down into turn number 1 and 2, the 83 car. Brandon Blake showing the way. Second, I believe, the 114 and Kevin Ward. That plain white, sterile-looking hot rod working second on the field. Top 2 car breaking away. Down the front chute. Scratch that. That's going to be the 7 something or other. He's got a number on the roof, but I believe it's upside down. It's back behind the 114. That's Ward right there. So Kevin Ward running 3rd on the field. A little company coming down low. Out of the number 69 to Kirk Martin. So Martin trying to battle his way up through. Get a little rare starting spot in the feature event later on. Your 5th or 8th and final transfer spot right now in the hands of the D5 car. Jason Hammond had started 7th on the field. He's now currently scored 8th, just ahead of a side-by-side battle back behind that final transfer spot. As your race leader up front continues to show the way. A little side-by-side down at turn number 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway. Contact. And one shuffled out wide. D5 trying to get himself off the bump spot if at all possible. For Jason Hammond, as we'll put our lap into the books halfway through. 6 scored, 6 to go for the limited modifieds. Your back markers, your back 3 not able to run down the pack. As now, here comes the drive down the inside, trying to get off that bump spot. The D5 took a little peeky-poo at the number 65 car. Braden Wyatt, his caution flag, going to come out for a spinner down the corner, and that's going to change the complexion of this race. Looking for those top 8. So 3 cars, knots, making a transfer. Watch the tail of the field. Here comes the green flag. We're back underway. Front stretch wall, looking for a little abuse. Nope, everybody able to skitter their way on through. Down in turn 1 and 2. We're going to keep them side by side back through the field. So here comes a charge out of the 7MK car. Kyle Wilkins trying to race his way back in. He's got him 3 wide for a transfer spot. Tail of the field. Wilkins working down on the inside. Hugs the apron of the racetrack onto the front chute. Not quite there just yet. D5 car a little loosey-goosey just ahead of Wilkins. And Wilkins around again. That'll be his second caution. He's got to get it moving. Not able to do so. He is speaking of squeaking. We're going to make our way off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Oh, boy. She'll get up there. Will indeed. Down into turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway again. Only the final 2 will not make it. Both of them struggling back at the tail of the field. 0-7-0. Justin McBride kind of trailing along the 96M. Damage, I believe, to him as he is dragging something in the dirt. So basically your 8 cars racing down to the corner and now racing for position. All of them got themselves a transfer. There are going to be 2 to go, this time over the starter stand. Blake still up front. The number 83 car showing away. The number 2C car still running second on the field for Justin Cox. 3rd to 114. Kevin Ward hanging tough down into the corners. The white flag flies up front. Send him around one more time. Down into turn number 1 and 2. A little bouncing and blazing coming out of the number 65 car, trying to make up some ground. He's got her tight to the wall down the back straightaway, opens himself up to attack. He'll run her deep into turn number 3. That's a great battle in the mid-pack for position as checkered flag comes out up front for Blake. We will put the limited modifieds into the books. We find our final 8 cars into the feature events. Set to go, doubled up, ready to cut them loose. Out of turn number 4, DeMay down on the inside, Roberts to the outside. Green flag flutters about, and we are off. Looking for those top 8.
Field to work on down into turn number 1 and 2. It'll be Shane DeMay to the bottom of the racetrack. DeMay there, seeing Nick Roberts in the 23 move on in. John White back there in the number 3 spot as they hurry off at turn number 4. Here comes the animal, Jeff Taylor. Oh, troubles down the front straightaway.
Everybody able to continue on. They'll just shrug it off and power onto the back chute. Again, looking for the top 8 to advance. And right now, we got a battle for 8th on the field. The 0-3 back there, trying to hang on to it. Pedaling for all he's worth down at turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. He's up front, challenge for your race lead. Shane DeMay all over the back bumper of the 23 JR. Nick Roberts, he's going to run her down to the inside. Roberts caught out on the cushion. Gasses her onto the front straightaway and powers away from DeMay. DeMay back into second on field. Taylor up to third. Then you got White, the 8J car, running fourth, and the number 10 car of Dustin Robinson rounding out the top 5.
Down the back straightaway, it is still that 23 junior Nick Roberts, the 15 Emma DeMay, and then it is Taylor, followed by White. The 10 of Richards. Work them on in. Remember, top 8 moving on. Down the back straightaway, it is that 14 up there. Going to be the first lapper coming at you. He'll pull to the infield, as it is. Roberts, your leader. DeMay, Taylor, White, Robinson. Then it is Hartwig. Look out. Jimmy Cole in the 703. Agree. Geeter get together. Larry Adams, your final transfer. The back. Mike Petersilly, your final transfer card.
Geeter just got the final transfer spot away from Jimmy Cole in the 55 cars. They power out of the corner and now powers away. Petersilly working on Jimmy Cole, trying to get around him, maybe take a shot. That was 703 car lies just ahead. As Geeter running 8th on the field. Your race leader up front under attack as well, but that final transfer spot very coveted. As meanwhile, out of turn number 2, here comes the run out of Shane DeMay in the number 15 car. Trying to get himself around Nick Roberts. Had himself alongside Roberts. A little stumble getting into 3. Powers out of 4.
Roberts on out front. You see him getting those right side tires up above, a lane above that berm down there in turn number 1 and 2. And also, he'll do the same at 3 and 4. Watch the entry. He'll let it slide up across. Jeff Taylor going to cowboy up, put the whip to it in the 5 car. Taylor now there working that tee. Shaw, number 5, down to the inside of the racetrack in turn number 1 and 2.
Animal Jeff Taylor running an alternative line down turn number 3 and 4. He's up above the cushion, or was last time. Now tries a shot down low on Shane DeMay in the number 15M. Good 3-car cluster up front in the battle for your race lead. John White trying to run him down, gets a little out over the cushion and kind of cowboyed out onto the front straightaway. Manages to power on as here comes Taylor for second.
Jeff Taylor about ready to get Western on him. Working it down to the bottom side. Taylor's a coming. Shane DeMay, the white flag is out. Remember, top 8 cars transfer. Lap car running there. Nick Roberts out of Des Moines right there running. Roberts coming on in. DeMay's there. Taylor and White. Checkered flag cometh this time. It'll be Nick Roberts to the win. Second to Shane DeMay. Jeff Taylor third. White. Robinson. Then it will be the 9 machine of Hartwig, Petersilly, Geeter, and
That's awesome. So here we go. B main number 1 of 4 for the IMCA stock cars. Top 2 to advance. The rumble and the roar increases. We're underway down the front straightaway. Good charge around the outside. Watch the number 21 Rempel. On the attack, goes to the cushion, turn number 1 and 2, and hikes her onto the back straightaway.
Here we go. Zing, zing, alla bing, down the back straightaway. Rempel, your race leader. Abby in the number 2 spot. Remember, you gotta finish in the top 2, and here comes Abby powering to the bottom of the racetrack.
Gotta watch the number 36 car, Kenny Wallace, back here as well, dabbling around at P5 on the field, trying to get a run on him down the back straightaway. Tommy Fain providing that race car for Wallace. Come out here and wheel and deal, and he's down low. Everybody else is up high.
Working down the front straightaway, it is still that 21 car of Rempel, your race leader, Abby, and Powers, Deming, and Wallace, your top 5. Now here comes Weston Abby. Abbey down on the inside of the racetrack. Hustle and muscle. That 12 car, you see them. They're going to try to push that berm. Down there off the top, you see them. They'll get in there. They'll chip it up, trying to wing it. If the Acela Modified's working it all over. Speaking of all over, he's all over like a dirty shirt. The 12 of Weston Abbey looking for the lead.
Got it. Took the number 21 car. Rempel with an avoidance maneuver. Goes out wide. Down to get Powers into the final transfer spot. The P74 Flying Ryan down on the inside. Rotation. Hooked the Cush with the number 21 car. Trying to fire her back out wide. Couldn't get the job done.
Into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Weston Abbey, your race leader. Abbey on up front, then it is the 74 Powers, your top 2. Rempel in third, Rempel chasing down third. Now look at Powers, Powers with a big run. Powers with a big surge of steam on down into turn number 3 and 4. He'll put that P74 at the cross, flags back to the lead.
And he and Weston Abbey faced off last night in a battle for the win down at Texas Motor Speedway. This time Powers out front, the P74 car. Abbey on the bump spot. 21 of Rempel still running third on the field. Back behind the 651 of Deming running fourth, and rounding out your top 5, Kenny Wallace.
Down at turn number 1 and 2, it is Powers, your leader. The 12 of Abbey. Right there, 1, 2, and 3. Abbey will roll on into the number 2 spot. Third will be Rempel. Fourth will be Deming and Kenny Wallace in the number 5 spot.
Song looks the same. That lap around as we continue to dwindle them on through. Will be lap number 9 this time, past the starter stand for Flying Ryan. Powers up front. Little company coming out of the number 21. Rempel down on the inside. Little trickery about to take place. Weston Abbey is right there. Rempel last time took a shot down to the inside. He'll try her maybe the next lap around.
Powers will work the inside of the lap car as they get down into turn number 3 and 4. Abbey right there with them. Now Kenny Wallace working on Colby Deming, the 36 and the 651.
Tough row to hoe from back in the field as we got him humping around the outside. P74 car, Ryan Powers showing away. He's got a 3 or 4 car length advantage over the 112 cars. The white flag comes out. One more voyage of velocity here in heat race number 1 of 4, or B main number 1 of 4 rather.
Field to work off a 2 down the back straightaway. Half a lap remaining, looking for the top 2. Into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. Checkered is out. The 74 of Powers, and taking a look here, Chet. Weston Abbey is going to have to roll off from the...
Yes.
Well,
so I guess they're going to sit there.
Like I said, it is a driver and crew's responsibility to know what is on the racetrack. And here we go.
5 car, Keith Haslett out to the early race lead. Down the back straightaway, Crenshaw drops into the number 2 spot. The 6C car going to work the cushion. Actually a little bit out over the cushion. Got to drive down the inside to run off the banking. Here comes a challenge for the top spot.
Ah, look at this, Caleb Crenshaw down to the inside. Crenshaw working. Here comes William Gould down the back straightaway. They will drive him deep, sell him cheap to turn number 3. It will be the 5. Now Crenshaw gets hustled up off the bottom of the racetrack. The 60 of Gould is there. The 02 of Bobby Miller. They'll work into turn number 1 and 2. How's it? Your leader, but here comes the 60 of Gould.
Gould down the inside trying to get off the bump spot. Meanwhile, Jason Jocelyn, the number 74, and he's bent rear end trying to work his way up through the field. Now drops back through, got caught in the slick. Well, you got to be inside or outside. You do not want to be in the middle coming out of 4.
We will watch him off of 2 and down the back straightaway. It is that 5 of Haslett, your race leader. Now William Gould to the bottom, looking for the lead. Off of turn number 4, Gould to the bottom. Into turn number 1 and 2, Gould will throw it down to the bottom. Here is Haslett, the meet and greet off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Into 3, Chet will still have a great battle for the number 1 spot.
And a great battle for the number 3 spot as well. Crenshaw starting to come back at him, got himself down on the inside. He'll tippy toe out of turn number 4 in hot pursuit of the 02 car, Bobby Miller. Miller working third on the field. Can see that 2-car battle taking place up ahead as finally William Gould gets a drift drive out of 2 and takes over the race lead.
Gould to the race lead. Haslett will take a look back to the inside. Now here comes Caleb Crenshaw. This is nothing but for just bragging rights to say I beat you in a B main. Down into turn number 1 and 2, Crenshaw down to the inside as they race off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Crenshaw, your third place runner. Miller is fourth. It'll be Jocelyn back in 5, but it's still William Gould, your race leader on lap number 7.
Ooh, Crenshaw able to clear out that little battle that's taking place, can now focus on putting his tush on the cush, and he is going to run down the number 5 car, running in that number 2 spot. Haslett is your final transfer spot, and Crenshaw is closing on him.
Off of turn 4 and down the front straightaway, it is that 60 machine of William Gould out of Calera, Oklahoma. Your race leader. Down into turn number 3 and 4, it's still Gould. You see him, he will catch that berm up there in turn number 3 and 4 as they work it a little higher and higher each lap. Now Jocelyn on the bottom side. Jason Jocelyn working it on downstairs of that 0-2 of Bobby Miller as they thunder to turn number 3.
Got him picked off down into turn number 3 and 4. Crenshaw, meanwhile, a little better this time. He had a little bobble 2 laps ago for the number 6C car, but here he comes. Number 5 car in danger, giving up that transfer spot. Haslett has got it. Crenshaw wants it out, turn number 2 and down the back chute. White flag will fly. This time out, turn number 4 for William Gould up front. And Crenshaw is right there, tickling the tail feathers of Haslett out of 4.
Down the front straightaway, it is all clean and green out front for the 60 of William Gould. Out of Calera, Oklahoma, battle for second. Here we go. Crenshaw will lay to the inside. Gould to the win. Haslett will catch the berm and motate to the number 2 spot.
Crenshaw falls just a bit shy. Good effort out of the 6C car there on B-main number 2. Oh, doctor on that one.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's saying back in the pits.
Well, I don't think he's saying that. I think there's a lot of other things if he figured it out. I mean, it says right there on the sheet, top 4. Actually, it says top 4 go to attack.
Kirk Martin down the inside, power slides down into turn number 1 and 2 and fires onto the back straightaway. 77-8 car in hot pursuit. Aaron Benedict, he started front row. They crisscross down into turn number 3 and 4. Bring her onto the front straightaway. It is going to be the 69 car showing away first lap around.
It will be down front. Kirk Martin, Aaron Benedict right there in the number 2 spot. Kelly Drury, she will sit in third. First night on the tour with us. She rides that 38C back there in the number 3 spot. Off of turn number 4, it's Kirk Martin, Aaron Benedict, Kelly Drury, and the 67 machine. That is Kyle Falk.
Falk looking down low on Drury, trying to get the number 3 spot away from her. He's going to have to dig harder than that if he's going to get the job done. As they take it down in turn number 3 and 4. Drops the nose down low, and that is a tough trail to tread down there. She's a little slickery as he'll sling some sod out over the fence.
Down into turn number 1 and 2, top 3 still right there. Now Benedict bobbles. Here comes Kelly Drury. She will race to the bottom of the racetrack. Kelly Drury now looking to go to P2, and she will do so.
That's all it took. One misstep, and Drury goes into the number 2 spot. Benedict shuffle back into third on the field. Fall to the 67 car is right there as well, still trying to get himself into the battle. The 88 car trails around back behind, and that is Blake Clark rolling along 5th on the field.
They'll bring him off at turn number 4. It is Kirk Martin, your race leader. Second is Kelly Drury. Then it is the 77A of Aaron Benedict, 1 out of a transfer. Blake Clark working that 88 machine back there in the number 5 spot. They thunder down into turn number 3 and 4, the IMCA stock cars, the Class 2, tough to tame. Well, that's what we call them at home. Down here, you call them I-stocks. Down the back straightaway, Kirk Martin, your race leader in that 69 out of Weatherford, Texas, showing the way off at turn number 4.
Taking around here as lap number 7 going into the books as we got one dropping down into the infield, retiring for competition. Meanwhile, the top 3 stay tight. Out of the corner, Benedict still angry with himself. That little misstep he made was all Drury needed. Kelly quickly capitalized, got the number 2 spot. Man, it is tough to get back around. Blake Clark watching on from 4th on the field now as here comes Benedict down the inside. Challenge for the number 2 spot, falls shy.
Benedict trying, I tell you what, with that thing, the way she's laid up on the top, slicked in the bottom, kind of reminds me of a way you can throw one of them good old sliders if you've got a big right rear tire on that thing. Working them on in. It works off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Martin, your leader. Drury now, Kelly Drury Drury, Chet, look at this. She is closed upon your leader.
Has indeed, but she's got Benedict to contend with as watch the drive down in turn number 1 and 2. Benedict starting to find a little quick line down the inside. Snaps that baby in there. Here comes the challenge for the number 2 spot. Drury trying to get herself out of harm's way. Takes a shot in the shorts for the effort.
Watch him into turn number 3 and 4. The white flag coming out. Benedict right back there in the number 3 spot. White flag is out. 1 to go. Kirk Martin, your leader. Martin on out front. Drury running in the number 2 spot. First night on the tour, and she's going to go to the big show. Off at turn 3 we go, bringing them on into the checkers.
Benedict all or nothing down the inside. Drury's got to get back around the outside. Checkered flag comes out. Look out. Drury on the gas, says, get out of my way. As up front, it's going to be Kirk Martin picking up the win. Kelly Drury will go. Benedict will fall just shy into number 3 spots. They'll head down into the infield for Tech. Inside the 37 to the outside, Risky into 29.
Looking to go to the green flag. Green flag is out. Here we go. Abby will cut to the bottom side. Let her slide on up. Risky with a little bit of a slam to the ham. Right back there. Here comes the 82 of Williams. Williams, well, he's got her all patched up. Humpty Dumpty brought all the King's horses and all the King's men and put the 82 back together again as he sits 1 out of a transfer.
Travis Bear down on the inside, trying to work the inside lane to get himself in position. Unfortunately, gave up 1, and now the 3Z car, I believe, of Zorn starting to battle his way through. Started 6th on the field, and he's got to run out over the cushions. We got a spinner. Out into the infield goes the number 29 of Risky.
Risky got her crossed up. Not sure he's going to get it started, and the caution flag is out. Chet, caution out here on the lane choice. Can take the far or near. Of course, takes the far lane around the top side, putting Kurt Lund to the bottom. Field of work into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Green's up, and here we go. Down the front straightaway, it will be Abby. Kurt Lund looking to the inside. Kurt Lund now motors on into the number 2 spot. Throwing a little tussle and showing a little muscle is at 5-0 of Gilliam. Now we come down. Look at this, Gilliam. Gilliam on into the number 3 spot. It'll be the 37 of Abby, and he's there as Kurt Lund is your leader. Kurt Lund on out front, working away the 37 of Abby back there in second. Gilliam followed by Williams. Off a 2 down the back straightaway. They hurry and scurry. It is out front, the 84 big push. Here comes Abby. Abby back on the inside. Gilliam, they're in the 50 car. He'll sing it to the bottom. Williams is in there. Mark Zorn right there. Now Williams to the outside. They'll race off a 2 and down the back straightaway. The 84 machine. That is up front. Kurt Lund out of Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Gets tight right to the halfway. The cross sticks are there. Lund, your leader. Abby running second. The 50 of Gilliam in the number 3 spot. Williams, Zorn, and Peter Silly round out your top 6. Down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. It is the 84. Showing the way. That is Kurt Lund. Lund. Abby gets in there tough. Gets him a little shot to the shorts. We will see it. The 84, Kurt Lund, the veteran out of Redwood Falls, is hanging tight there. The 37, oh, Gilliam gets into the back. Here comes Shelby Williams. Williams on in there in the 82. Gilliam in the 50 car. Off of turn number 4 and down that front straightaway. It will be Kurt Lund, and it's a drag race to turn number 1. 37 of Abby downstairs looking. Abby's right there looking for the lead. This time, off of turn number 4, it'll be 2 to go. Kurt Lund, now Gilliam hard into the outside retaining wall.
They'll get the 82, Shelby Williams back to the inside into the number 3 spot. Hot pursuit, Abby shuffled back into second on the field as Kurt Lund, look out, almost caught a little company here on that left rear quarter panel. White flag comes out, one more voyage of velocity.
Kurt Lund, final time down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Jeffrey Abbey. Abbey wants to start back in the 16th starting spot. He'll fall deep in the field if he finishes. He'll start 20th if he rolls off in second. Look at him off the stripe. It's right side Romance and left side Lovin to the win. Oh boy, it is the 84 of Kurt Lund and the 30.
Second feature event of the night, Trevor Foley down on the inside. Green flag comes out. We skitter her way onto the front chute. She's going to get real crowded real fast down turn 1 and 2. 3 wide, back in the middle of the pack, and on to the back straightaway. Good charge out of Foley down the inside, wandering around a little bit like a lost child. The 4F cars, that nose was pointed everywhere, like a weather vane out of turn number 2 and down the back chute. No contact for third on the field. It's the 77 car trying to fight his way through. Picks up a spot for Tyler Fain. Fain moving into the number 3 spots. They came across the stripe. Now battles down the inside. The number 56W, Tyler Webb, tries to get second. Down in turn number 3 and 4. He's got it at least temporarily onto the front straightaways. Up front, it's going to be Foley shown away. Ricocheting off the wall a little further back in the field. The 9H car kind of bouncing around, making some hay on the outside. And the number 22 of Muirhead will keep him shuffled back a spot. Moves into the top 6. He's up front to number 4, Foley rockets his way out. Turn number 4, Fain in hot pursuit in the 77 car. 56, Webb working that same line, top side of the racetrack, and down low, little drive job coming out of the corner out of the number 7X of Chris Dawson. Dawson was taking a little peeky poo on Rowdy for the number 4 spot. Couldn't quite pull it off down turn number 1 and 2. He'll follow him out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. It's back behind Muirhead, duking it out with one of the Abbeys. That's going to be the number 26, the Dean Abbey, down low. Working the bottom of the racetrack. Got to go where they ain't. So far, everybody's on the top shelf spinner right ahead of your race leader. And holy smoke-a-rama. Wow, that was close. Coming out of the corner, caution flag will fly. The 83 car. Pace, pick it up. Green flag comes out, and away we go. Fain, good drive coming out of the corner. Still that 3-wide formation into mid-pack. They can get through turn number 1 and 2 pretty good. Turn number 3 and 4 gets a little bit crowded right through the apex. Bring her onto the front straightaway, and it's going to be the 20D car moving into the number 2 spot now.
It is your race leader, the 77 of Tyler Fain. They'll hurry on down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at this. Here comes last night's feature winner. Got himself a big old black Stetson cowboy hat at TMS. He's looking to just pick up the win here tonight. Can he do it? Day back there in the number 2 spot as they race on in.
Rowdy Day running second on the field. Chris Dawson, the 7X car, running into number 3 position. Follows, not quite at the drive. You see how the top 2 is. They'll take her down into the corner. A little bit of debris laying top side of the racetrack, but it's well out over the cushion. And we'll keep them ripping the lip onto the front straightaway.
Off of turn number 4, now down into turn 1 and 2. The battle is on for the lead. That is that 77 machine of Tyler Fain right there. Rowdy Day, though. Day will come right to the rear deck lip. They'll work off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Day is working him feverishly, Chet. He has ripped the kitchen sink off the wall, and he has heaved it at him. Down the back straightaway. Wow, what a move. Holy cow. Oh, doctor, here we go. Limited mods are going after Bear. We got one hard to the outside wall. Big time crash down at turn 3, and we go to the yellow.
16 car punched her into the wall down there. A hard shunt for Rob Bland. Tyler Fain up front. Set to kick this pig one more time.
Into turn number 3 and off at turn number 4. Here we go. Back underway. 9 laps. Look out. Hang on. We got troubles down the front straightaway. Big red. Big crash on the front straightaway. We go red flag. Red flag.
11 laps remaining on this one. We did not get to score that one, obviously. So we wrecked right at the stripe. Field tucking up, tighten up behind Rowdy Day. The number 20D car now your race leaders. Green flag comes out. We hustle onto the front chute. This time not quite as crowded up front. Day able to separate, gets himself down into the cushion. He's carrying a lot of speed down the back straightaway. Just drives away from the 7X of Dawson. Dawson running second on the field. Brings him out of turn number 4 and down the front chute. And I don't think Dawson has anything for him. Rowdy Days, we got him 3 wide back behind Dean Abbey down the inside of Muirhead. Muirhead was meeting a sandwich, and we got a spinner. Hang on to it. 56 car around in turn number 2. Back in there.
Yes. Red rum.
So Rowdy Day up front. The 20D car has got a missile underneath. You watch him cut it loose out turn number 4. They're going to be lucky to see him again.
Well, I guarantee you I'll see him again in victory lane, just as I did last night. If he keeps this thing up and going. Is there 3 wide? Here comes Dean Abbey. Dean Abbey in the 26 down on the bottom. Abbey thundering downstairs. They work off a turn number 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. Abbey now gets hustled on down to the bottom of the racetrack. Works that number 2 machine as they come down the front straightaway. Caution is out. Yellow's out.
Out of the work area comes the number 65, tags on to the tail. The pace picking up. Single file restart coming at us here on this one. See if we can get a couple laps into the books. Green flag flutters about. We're underway. Charge out of Cox and Abbey. Abbey down the inside, trying to get the number 3 spot away. Good rotation down the inside's got second as we got a spinner ahead of the field. 7X car goes around, backs into the infield. Dawson out of the mix, drops all the way back to the tail. So far, we're racing around here green. We're going to score another one into the books. So far, caution flag not yet flying. Now comes out for the 7X, who eases the nose out onto the racetrack. So went from Rowdy. 20D car brings her to the green flag. We're back underway. Cox running third on the field. Abbey down the inside, trying to work that moisture onto the back straightaway. Day too much momentum for him. He's going to drive away down the back straightaway. Cox running thirds, got Muirhead back behind the number 22 car, getting a little hot and heavy action in what is a battle for 5th on the field, or would have been a battle for 5th. Don H car couldn't quite seal that one off. As he spun the tires trying to get down across, now jumps the cushion in turn number 1 and 2 and gives up some distance. So those top 5 is up front. It is Abbey working around on the racing surface, trying to find a little something extra to get around Rowdy Day in a 20D cars. Day also working out over the cushion. Overshot, he's marked down in turn number 1 and 2, and he's up in the fluff with the 20D car playing traction for him. So he's able to maintain the advantage over Dean Abbey to number 26 as they work out turn number 4, and Abbey kind of straddling that curb that is built up on the exit of turn number 4. Tried to catch it with that left rear tire and almost topped out over. He'll hustle on down the back straightaway. Here comes Cox under attack now. The D5 car looking down on the inside. And that is Jason Hammond. Hammond, who had started 16th on the field, working the slick coming out through, and he's got Cox 3 wide with the number 17 down on the inside. Hammond able to get out of that mix and powers himself into the number 4 position. Cox gives up 2 spots, or just about 2 spots. The 17 car able to clear down on the inside as well. 17A of Aaron Alley down low. Alley now challenging on the number D5 car. Out of tune down the back straightaway. Trying to get a good run down in turn number 3 and 4. Meanwhile, up front, lap traffic soon to be a factor. And Abbey down on the inside drives out across and almost clips your race leader, Rowdy Day, up front. The 20D car was able to get around the snoot of Dean Abbey's. He is on the binders hard. Didn't want to take him out, and unfortunately gave up a massive amount of distance. But lap traffic all working the top side of the racetrack, and that's where your race leader wants to be.
So the white flag out, Rowdy Day going to go back to back. Last night picked up the win in Fort Worth. Tonight comes to Monarch and puts her on the box. Checkers out, Rowdy Day in the 20W. Dean Abbey coming home in 2nd. Tyler Muirhead coming home in 3rd. And that one is done. 55D, then we'll go to row number 5. It'll be the 070. That is Justin McBride. Then the 44 of Anthony Silmick. Then it'll be Jeff White, Brett Jensen, Paul Peter, Blake Clark, Greg Hammett, Bill Bennett. Look out as we go. Chris Avery, Brandon Nielsen, John James, and Anthony Boatman. Green's out. Here we go, Chet, 20 laps to distance.
We are indeed. It looked like Chaos tail of the field coming out turn number 4. It looks like Chaos coming out turn number 2 as well. But everybody able to continue on, although not necessarily in a straight manner, as we bring them onto the front straightaway. 3 wide for the number 3 spot.
Kenny Wallace out there driving the old Donning Esnell car. The old 98 from last time I was down here is now the 1. They'll work it on into turn number 3 and 4. It is your race leader. Look at this. Justin Lunenburg in a hobby stock, followed by B.J. Rogers. Then we move on to some factories. It'll be Taylor. Then the 1 of Wallace, the 13 machine of Hammett.
Not sure where Brad King started at 43, but I look back and he was slicing through the field like a hot knife through butter, and he's going to do the same coming out turn number 4 as he battles his way up through. Started 7th on the field, so must have fallen back or something because he's got that baby gassed up. He's picked off 3 cars since I've been watching him.
I tell you what, Justin Lunenburg, 0.8 of a second quicker than B.J. Rogers, and then he is looking out. Rogers going to scuff it up on the wall. That's going to let Brandon Taylor into 5-star get on the round. Here comes Kenny Wallace. Now look at this. Here comes the squirrel. Watch the 43 of King. King down on the bottom, racing him off of turn number 4. This is for 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I watched Brad King put a spanking on him down at Canyon Speedway Park in Peoria, Arizona. Now he's going to try to do the same here as he races him out of the corner. Race leader's well out in front of the field. He's got a lot of rowing to do if he's going to run him down. And Wallace deep down to the inside takes a shot at the number 2 spot and across the snoot, clips the whiskers on Brandon Taylor.
Kenny Wallace on into the number 2 spot. He'll put her up there on the cushion, let her eat. Now you see it, Taylor with a push. That's going to let King and Rogers come back up there. Battle down into turn number 3. It is that 1 machine of Kenny Wallace out of St. Louis, Missouri. Working it on down the front straightaway.
Brad King down the inside, that challenge for the number 3 spot. You got to look way far ahead to find your race leader, and he's headed towards trouble. Troubele, and he gets on through. The number 75 continues on.
He'll keep on moving, but that battle back there for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Kenny Wallace, the 43 machine of King. That is a battle 2 and 3 on the racetrack. Taylor and Rogers, they race down the backside of the Speedway. Look at this, the 43 machine down on the bottom, looking for the number 2 spot from Kenny Wallace. Down the front straightaway, Wallace back to the 2 spot.
Got it back, he'll come down, shut the door. King gets into him, they both spin. Caution flag coming out.
Oh, the Herminator got her in there and cut her down.
Lap feature event for the factory stocks.
It's Justin Lunenburg, former IMCA Hobby Stock National Champion. Bringing him on down, Taylor and Rogers right there. Oh, troubles deep in the field. We'll keep him moving. Off a 2 and down the back straightaway, the 25 car. A little bit of a tongue kiss to the tire, and away it goes on in. Whoa, red flag. Wow, hang on. We go to the red flag.
I got to keep everybody happy. That's why we got the variety. Plus, I like those 2 songs I just played.
Hey, I'm a good ride. I like Tricky. Oh, the old Alaskan Squirrel. King pulling on in. Problems on the 43 car. And we go to the green flag. Justin Lunenburg up there, your race leader, hustling down the back straightaway. Blake Clark pulls up Gimp in the 88 down in turn number 2. But it is Lunenburg out front. Following down the front straightaway is Taylor, Rogers, Bassard, the 13 of Merritt. Working him on and down the back straightaway. Chet, we're coming halfway home.
Halfway home, and nobody has anything for Lunenburg. They need divine intervention or some mechanical failure on that hot rod because he is stupid fast getting around this racetrack. Just pulled a straightaway on him in about a lap. So we scored 11 or 10 laps into the books at this juncture. Still 10 laps to go, halfway through the factory stock feature event. The battle is on for 4th on the field, almost 3 wide down in the corner, and here comes the number 1 car back up through the field. That's Kenny Wallace on the attack.
Kenny Wallace driving the wheels off that number 1 car. They'll race down into turn number 1 and 2. It's Kenny Wallace in the 1 car. That thing I know is quick. When it was a 98, Donnie had that thing super tuned. He was like crew chief of the, night or something on that thing. As it thunders down the front straightaway, still Lunenburg on out front. 17.532 to Brandon Taylor, the second quickest there. Well, actually the second quickest on the racetrack is B.J. Rogers in the 37 car.
And he's still about half a second slower than that car running up front as he's quickly running down lap traffic, tail of the field, but the lap's going by the wayside very quickly. 13 scored into the books, 7 to go. Little slide job or drive job action taking place a little deeper in the field as the 44 car trying to battle around. Anthony Simic able to pick off a spot and advances one more.
Down the back straightaway. Well, off turn 4, here comes your leader, 5 to go. A handful left in this one, as it is the 17 of Lunenburg, and you can see the factory stocks, Chet. How that big, slick, wide tire with no traction changes the surface of this racetrack as Kenny Wallace goes up the hill, as Lunenburg is now caught the back of the field.
Got the back of the field. He'll tiptoe down on the inside, down turn 1 and 2 and onto the back chute, put them by the wayside. The 15 car, Brandon Taylor, still hanging tough at the number 2 spot. Lunenburg not able to clear lap traffic as quick as I thought. Now has to go outside, out of turn number 4 and bring it across. This will be lap number 17, just 3 laps to go.
Field will turn and burn down there into turn number 1 and 2. A straightaway, almost a half track advantage. 6.3 tenths of a second is from first to second. Down the back straightaway it is. Lunenburg now down the front straightaway, 2 to go. Bassard's got company in the 44 machine.
Yeah, 44 is Simic looking down on the inside at turn number 3 and 4. He'll try to get to turn number 1 and 2. Just a little poke of the nose out of the number 44. Can't quite make a move on. Just too quick on the top shelf. Everybody hammering along. He does jump the cushion, however, make it exciting for himself. So we'll take her down the back straightaway. The white flag is fluttered about the final trip into turn number 3 and 4 for Justin Lunenburg up front.
Off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway from Reading, Minnesota, Justin Lunenburg with the win. Second is up for grabs. Here comes B.J. Rogers. B.J. Rogers to the number 2 spot. Taylor to 3rd. Ruben Bassard 4th. Here we go, 30 laps the distance. Green's out, Anthony Roth to the race lead to turn number 1.
Well, trying to hang on to the race lead. He's got company down the inside. The number 87 car digging pretty hard there for Rodney Sanders. Roth's going to out drag race him into turn number 3. Sanders has got to work it down low, tucked into the tires, and Roth, captain of the ship, out of turn number 4.
Anthony Roth has got the razor sharp, and he is out front now. Jim Teese down to the bottom. Teese and then the 13 A-Job. Hatcher, look at this, will bring Sobbing up through. It is the 60 IV of Anthony Roth, your race leader. Rodney Sanders running second, but look at this field deep back there buried. Here comes Gould, here comes Wallace side by side.
Side by side down in the corner. Jason Wallace pushes out over the cushion, give up a spot to him. Clay Money trying to capitalize, get the 7 car down the inside. That battle taking place back in the mid-pack as they are still side by side. John White is out over the cushion, and that's where he wants to be in an 8JW. He's trying something ain't nobody else doing.
I remember when he talked to us in Victory Lane at Waco, he said, I love him. Cowboy him up and get Western on him, son. We'll see what he can do in that 8JW, the rookie racer out of Red Oak, Texas, buried deep in the field. Roth right now is G-O-N-E gone, but there is lap traffic. Gonna hurry and scurry on him and coming to get him.
Gonna make it a little difficult. You can see Rodney Sanders working around on the racetrack. The number 87 car dropped off the banking, shot down low. He's trying some alternative lines himself to get set up for lap traffic. Anthony Roth is just kind of ripping the rim down the back chute into turn number 3 and 4. A little out over the cushion. Powers back down into the curb and onto the front straightaway for the number 69 or 60 car as he glazed off the wall, and Sanders is coming. Here comes Rodney Sanders down low.
Ah, the happy Texas racer, you watch it. Up there riding the Brahma Bull on the top side, working the big cushion. Oh, Sanders drove her in there hard. Look at Anthony Roth just use that cushion on the left rear tire to turn that thing. Now he gets tight down in turn 1 and 2. Roth up there. Now it is Dan Drury in the 99 of Jesse Sobbing side by side. They'll work down the back straightaway. It's Drury and Sobbing.
Race leader up front, turn to close in on the back of the field. 703 car lies just ahead for Anthony Roth. Roth has got to have a plan. It better be a good one because happy Texas racer Ronnie Sanders back behind that number 2 spot, only trailed by about 5 car lengths. And the 703 pulls to the infield. He'll retire for Geeter.
I tell you, even though he drives it hard down there in turn number 1 and overdrives that 60 IV just a bit, it is quick to come back. Now Jesse Saubing in the 99, look out down the front straightaway, big trouble in the front straightaway. Your leader's in the wall as he tried to avoid the car stopped here on the front straightaway. Texas brings the field on down. Green flag is out, and here we go. Jim Teese will roll on into the number 2 spot. Look out down the front straightaway. We're together back here deep in the field. Taylor got all jacked and cracked behind McGay, but he'll keep moving.
That's quite the recovery for him. I thought he was going out into the infield, somehow wheeled her back out onto the racing surface, and still had a pretty good attitude down in turn number 1 and 2.
McGay up against the outside retaining wall, back to the yellow.
Jump to cushion down at turn number 3 and 4. Punch to 911.
On up front. Looking into turn number 3, Sanders will punch the loud pedal. Here we go. Saubing will follow him around the outside. Teese now back in the number 2 spot. Feel the look there. Sanders jumped the cushion, and here comes Jesse Saubing. Saubing to the race lead as he drives to the outside of turn number 3. Saubing on the top. Sanders back around. Jimmy Teese right there. Here comes Golden. Watch this 27W of Walla on the move.
Trying to make something happen for Jason Walla down the inside of the racetrack, locked in that side-by-side battle back behind. Is up front, Saubing just kind of keeps that maybe whistling Dixie down into the corner, lets the curb catch him, put her on around the racetrack. Gold is working on Teese. Battle for the number 3 spot. He trying to put the number 60 car onto the podium.
Down the back straightaway, William Gould trying to make it into the top 3 as they race down into turn number 3. There he does. Slides it on up, bangs a curb. Here comes Jim Teese back to the inside. Can Teese get him? They'll go wheel to wheel down into turn number 1. Teese in the 23 on the bottom, the 60 of Gold right there, side by side down the back straightaway. Battle is on for the number 3 spot.
Dan Drury, your number 5 position, back behind the big show. Jason Walla works the rim out onto the front straightaway. The 27W car coming hard. Clay Money locked in a little bit of a tussle with Shane DeMay back behind. Is in a battle for 6th and 7th. It's to the inside of Drury. Goes Walla Walla, now moves into the top 5.
The big show got Tiny Tim and Miss Vicky riding along shotgun off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. We are 1-5 in, 1-5 out. Halfway home, the cross sticks meet and greet them. Wallet around the outside. Now Jason Walla is with that 27W into the number 5 spot. He will chase down Jim Teese in the 23 car. Off of turn 4 and down the front straightaway. Walla, your race for the number 4 spot.
Meanwhile, the battle's still back behind. There's the number 21 of Drury trying to hold off Clay Money. Money, good dig down on the inside. It's going to pick up a spot and fire it down into turn number 3 and 4. Moves down low. Drury trying to get back around the outside. 3 wide for that position on the front straightaway. Shane DeMay trying to capitalize.
They'll work down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Jeff Taylor, but DeMay back there, the 15M to the inside. Jeff Taylor's going to make a 3 wide past Drury. Look at this action deep in the field from Jim Teese in the yellow and red 23. Back 7 spots. This is your battles on the racetrack.
And you got to talk about the animal. Jeff Taylor coming from the tail of the field. You remember that when he was rumbling around down on the inside. And now brings her onto the back straightaway. We'll have one retire out. It's going to be Philip Houston pulling the infield. Nick Roberts pulls the infield as well to 23 JR as your battle out of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway between Jim Teese and William Gould. Gould has got the number 3 spot.
Look at the battle off on 2 and down the back straightaway. William Gould running 2nd. Or 3rd right now, Jim Teese in the number 4 spot. Teese right now is the quicker car of those 2. Just can't get through the rumbles and stumbles down to the bottom like the 60 of Gold. Oh, Jason Walla backs it in there. Clay Money nowhere to go. Yellow is out. The big show got in there. We are ready to go back to the green flag out of the starter stand. Jesse Saubing leads the field on down and around. The green is up, and here we go.
Charge down in the corner. Saubing's going to set the pace for him. So he'll catch the curb and head down the back straightaway. Just gallops his way into turn number 3 and 4. Sanders can't hang with him. Jesse Saubing too stout on the restart.
Saubing way up there working the curb feelers up there on the top. Look out, 3-pack stat. Field looking to come back to the green flag off of turn number 4. Jesse Sobbing leads him on down. Look at this, the run by William Gold to the outside of the 87 of Rodney Sanders. Sanders will bring it up across this new boy. Howdy, ho, doctor, here we go. It is on like Donkey Kong. White Castles are coming. Serve them up by the case. Throw them down. Here we go.
Yeah, a little slider by William Gold. The number 60 car takes away the number 2 spot from Sanders. Shuffles him back in third. Sanders back around the outside. Well, tried it anyhow. 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Clay Money squirted on through and got himself into P2. Teese goes to third. And a big charge out of Sanders back into the number 4 spot.
Man, Sanders took a look all the way to the front house up under the skirt of the 60 of Gold. Knocked him out of contention on this one. Look at Clay Money, though. We're 3 wide, 2 wide down the back straightaway. Sanders to the inside of Teese. Here comes a 5 of Taylor to the inside of Richards. Clay Money, though, has come to the number 2 spot. Boy, howdy, it's getting Western back here for 5, 6, and 7.
Is Jeff Taylor, the animal down on the inside, picks off Shane DeMay out of turn number 2. Maybe not. DeMay, good run around the outside. Will keep him side by side into turn number 3 and 4. And down on the inside, Jeff Taylor, one of the few cars trying to make the inside work, does not want to get out close to the wall and in the mix.
Sanders back again there to the inside of the 23 machine of Jim Teese on the bottom. Teese to the inside. Rodney Sanders to the outside. Sanders drives it in too hard of the cush. It'll be Teese coming around curb, checking off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway.
And Rodney Sanders kind of skipped down into the corner of the number 87 car. That thing not really taking a bite forward or backward. Teese trying to cross it down the inside. Makes a little contact with the number 10 of Robinson. Keep him back behind, and now Shane DeMay enters that fray. That is a tremendous battle taking place as DeMay squirts through. Got 2 of them coming out of the corner.
Oh my, look at Shane DeMay on the money. Working, chasing down money. But this time we've got 2 to go. Sanders will get hustled on back. Jim Teese, the old veteran, out of Mapleton, Iowa. The Mapleton mover looking to come down on the inside. Look at John White. He's gone cowboy up to the top. Spurs are set. Whips are cracking. Here we go. The White's out, 1 to go.
Jesse Sobbing, final trip around a quarter mile here at Monarch Motor Speedway, looking to take her to victory lane tonight in the IMCA Modifieds. Rolled into this thing in the top 10 in the mod points. He takes her into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag comes out, and Jesse Sobbing picks up the win to 99.
Sobbing with a win. Clay Money coming home to the number 2 spot. It'll be Shane DeMay running third. Fourth will be Rodney Sanders, Teese, White, Taylor, Richards, Petersilly, and Wall.
Jason Rogers to the outside. The field set to come to the green out of turn number 4.
They'll come into turn number 3 and 4. Chet, it's about that time.
Yes, it is. It's time to drop the hammer.
Pace quickens off at turn number 4, and we go to the green flag. Jason Rogers out of Selden, Kansas, up there to the number 1 spot. There it is. Look at this. Siebenbergen driving down to the bottom of that 026 machine of Husky. Husky's right there, McIntyre. Look at that crossover move by Jesse Sobbing in the 99 to go to the number 2 spot.
That was a bold move, and it worked out very well for him. Sobbing just a little bit of track expertise after picking up the win to Modified. Now moves into the number 2 position, trying to run down Jason Rogers up front to number 37, Siebenbergen. Locked in that battle back behind. He's going to open himself up to attack Cornelius down the inside the number 91 car.
They'll race on down into turn number 1 and 2. Third on back is where it's at. It's Shafroth. Oh, Shafroth went to the bike. Oh, look out, the 64 car down to the infield, and will stay to the green flag. Off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Rogers brings him to the yellow. Yellow is out.
Yeah, Dustin White stopped on the infield apron of the racetrack, the number 64. Because unfortunately, look at this.
Jason Rogers, your race leader in the 37R. Then it will be Sobbing. Dean working it back there as they come off at turn number 4. The green's up, and here we go. On down into turn number 1 and 2. They'll race up. Rogers to the top. Here comes Siebenbergen. Jesse Sobbing working the 99 car.
Dean Cornelius up into the number 4 position, back behind everybody going for the cush except William Gold, the number 60 car down the inside, the 026 trying to make a move on him down turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. It's getting crowded.
Oh boy, look out. The 1969 in there of Williams. Got a little crossed on up as they hurry on in. Rogers now. Whoa, Siebenbergen got the creep down there in turn number 3 and 4. Chet, this racetrack has gotten wide in turn number 3, and you've got to drive it tricky. Off with 2 and down the back straightaway now. You see it starting to slick off there. You'll see some sliding and gliding top to bottom. But up front, it is Rogers, the 37R.
Derek Green trying to make some hay back in the field. The number 32 car coming to call on the number 60 of William Gold has given him a couple punches in the rump. He wants that outside line. It's not to be found, however. Coming out 2, Gold slides up, occupies the real estate, and around the outside goes the number 32 car. Green's coming. I'm telling you, Derek Green is coming.
Derek Green with a big slam to the ham on Buck Shafroth. He crossed him up. He backed it up out of the throttle. Now Shafroth down. Now it'll be Gold across this newt. Derek Green across the nose. Oh, doctor, here we go. Driving it on down through the center. Derek Green right there. Getting aggressive down the bottom. Trying to keep her right and tight. Working off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. We race them.
Couldn't quite make it around Gold. The number 60 car that time by, though. He'll try another shot at him out of turn number 2. Is out of turn number 4. Challenge for your race lead. The number 37 car still hanging on to it.
Watch it. Sobbing right there was trying. He was right there to the inside of that 37. Now there's lap car coming. It is Rogers on out front. The 99 is Sobbing right back there. It's now Sobbing. Oh, they're into lap traffic. Look at this. Oh, hang on, Abe Holes. You've got company. It's the leaders. It'll be Rogers on around. Here comes Siebenbergen. Now Abe Holes says, I knew you in. I'm on the infield. Big trouble on the 84 machine of Lund as he goes pit side, and now it is going to be a 3-car battle for the lead.
Got a little bit of room before they run into somebody else up front, and it's going to be Jesse Sobbing looking down low, trying to get a run off the banking on to number 37 Rogers. Rogers and Sobbing nose to tail. Sobbing has to tap the binders, almost got into the back. Rogers in the 37 car back behind. Siebenbergen watches on from 3rd on the field. Now Sobbing down to the inside. Slide job out across the racetrack.
White Castles are served, and Jason Rogers says, I'm not a big fan of them. I'm going to come to the bottom side and redeliver. Downstairs it is Sobbing on the top. Rogers married to the bottom. Look out, got one slow at the top of turn 2. We'll see what happens. He'll bring it on down and we'll stay to the green flag. Now here comes the 66E of Elijah Siebenbergen. Siebenbergen now into the number 4 spot. They'll race down into turn number 3 and 4, but Chet, there is lap traffic coming.
There is indeed. That's going to be the 38C line just ahead for Sobbing. Sobbing's going to drive down the inside and let her sweep out up to the cushion. Trying to get back to the throttle and get as quickly as possible. Top 3 have broken away from a battle for 4th, and that's Dean Cornelius. Here comes Derek Green down the inside. 32 car picks his wit off down into turn number 3, goes to the cushion, fires her back onto the front straightaway and trying to run down to top 3 now.
We are 15 down to 15 to go. Now Rogers working through the lap traffic and back into the number 2 spot, trying to catch Sobbing. Sobbing 0.2 of a second quicker. Peyton Taylor pulling on in, says, hey, I know she runs good. I'll take her tomorrow night to the finale, see what it'll do. It'll still be that 99 of Sobbing, laying her deep to the top of turn number 1 and 2. Sobbing, still your leader. Rogers running second. Then it's Siebenbergen. Long way back. Derek Green, you know, is hoping for green. Now William Gold in the 90 car. Gold will drive it up across the top. Here comes Cornelius back to the inside as they race to turn number 1.
Able to get back around William Gold. Gold with like a short slider. It's almost like he slid himself down in turn number 3 and 4 the last time to make the pass on Cornelius. It didn't stick, but it was impressive nonetheless. They'll race down into turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. Your race leaders now working towards more lap traffic. A slow on the top side of the racetrack. Idle and down the back stretch as your top 3 pass on by.
Man, what a race between William Gould and the 91 at Dean Cornelius. Cornelius back on the bottom. Gould to the top of the racetrack. This is your battle for the number 4 spot. Back there, the 5 spot. Looking at him down the back straightaway. Gould now pulls ahead. It is still Jesse Sobbing, your race leader. He is looking to double down tonight. Just picked up the mod feature, looking to pick up the stock car A-Main. Chet, we have got 9 laps to go. This time they come across the my race pass. Oh, Jesse Sobbing comes Skip. Sobbing up off the power. Problems on the 99. Just as I was getting ready to say, he looked like he's got the 2 car through lap traffic, and I guarantee you now that yellow is Goff. He is going to be a man on a mission in that 32 car. As we come to the green flag, it is up, it is out, and we're underway.
Siebenbergen down on the inside. Derek Green going to the top shelf down at turn number 1 and 2. Green just a little stronger through the apex. Gets around the outside of Siebenbergen. He goes second on the field now. So we're 3 wide back behind. Down on the inside comes a charge out of McIntoon, the 92 car.
Down the front straightaway, Jason Rogers, your race leader, with 9 to go. He's up there on that cowboyed up. It is Rogers right there. The 32 of Derek Green. He had to drive her deep, backed her up a little bit. Now he'll diamond it off at turn number 4, come across the slick, grab some traction. Hit those Hoosier tires as they bang the cushion. Getting on into turn number 1 and 2. It'll still be that 37R of Jason Rogers, your leader. But look at Derek Green right to the rear deck that he is so fast down the back straightaway.
He is indeed. He's got turn 1 and 2 figured out. Look out, almost a misstep coming out of Rogers out of turn number 4. Green out over the cushion. That's exactly where he wants to be, though. Kind of sets the sights on that one. Pulls the trigger down the back straightaway. Rogers carrying a lot of momentum that time in turn number 1 and 2. Back behind Siebenbergen running 3rd on the field. Gold running 4th. Cornelius rounding out those top 5.
Jason Rogers still on out front. Here comes that 32 of Green. Green working on down there as they hustle on in. They'll work into turn number 3 and 4. It is the 32 machine of Derek Green trying now William Gold, the 60 car with 5 laps to go. Pulls to the infield. You've got to wonder, is the 32 waiting for the right time to make the move, Chet? You know he is so quick down there into turn number 3. Got to the rear corner. Had to back it up and drive the car to the top and scrub the speed as we've got 4 to go.
Watching back through Weston Abbey, the 112 car. Remember him, he had started 17th, fought up through the field, ended up going to the tail of the field after visiting the work area. He is back inside the top 5 with the 112. So he's fought his way through the horde, now going to work on Dean Cornelius, the 91 car. So up front, it is Rogers starting to stretch his legs on Derek Green. Green lost his grip on him.
Down the back straightaway, the 37. This time, Chet will be looking at a deuce to go. The flags will twirl. They'll point to the sky, and they'll tell Jason Rogers, you've got 2 laps to win it or wear it. Rogers on out front, taking that 37 machine on down into turn number 1. Oh, Derek Green stumbled that time. Look at the ground he lost as he had to drive it. We got yellow, we got yellow, we got yellow on the front straightaway.
Row number 2.
Green waves, and it's going to be nothing but a pair of green cars on up front. Jason Rogers gets the advantage down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Siebenbergen. Now Derek Green there to the bottom of the racetrack. Chet will hustle on down into turn number 3. This time they'll come across the stripe. The white flag will be out. Derek Green is on it like hammer, working to the bottom. White's out, 1 to go.
Takes her down in turn number 1 and 2. Derek Green, diamonds off the corner, got a big run down the back straightaway. This is it, all or nothing. Turn number 3 and 4. Derek Green on the attack, up to the back bumper. Not going to be able to get jacked around. It's going to be Jason Rogers picking up the win. Derek Green's going to go second. How about Weston Abbey all the way back up to 3rd?